How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of R.T.T.B News relating to the Bible news. R.T.T.B News relating to the Bible news. And we are back again with some more foolishness from mankind. China's CRISPR push in animals promises better meat, novel therapies, and pig organs for people. Bravo. Let's just give ourselves a round of applause. Because through CRISPR, we will be able to create better meat, novel therapies, and pig organs for people. Yes, that just sounds so promising. Even though the result of the reason that our meat and food is the way it is because of sin and wickedness. But yeah, I want some pig organs in me. Early one February morning, researchers harvest 6 eggs from a female rhesus macaque, one of 4,000 monkeys chirping and clucking in a massive outdoor complex of metal cages here at the Yunnan Key Laboratory of Primate Biomedical Research. This is stuff you see on movies. Yunnan Key Laboratory of Primate Biomedical Research, where they have experiments going on. The monkeys are going crazy because they're experimenting on the monkeys, and one of the monkeys gets loose and bites somebody, and now some new disease that they don't know where it came from is spreading. On today's agenda at the busy facility outside Kunming in southwest China, making monkey embryos with a gene mutated so that when the animals are born 5 months later, they will age unusually fast. Oh yeah, that's promising right there. Yeah, let's. So you're telling me that they have the technology to edit the genes to make these monkeys to age unusually faster? Like, what's that movie? Benjamin Banneker? Oh, so if they can do it in monkeys, don't you think they have been experimenting with humans? Don't you think they have been experimenting with humans? Oh no, they wouldn't do something. They wouldn't dare do that. They have laws against that. Come on, bruh. Come on. And if they can mutate the gene so that they grow or they age unusually fast, I wonder have they tried, which just makes common sense because I would do it. If I can make them age unusually fast, then can I reverse it and have them stay at a certain age forever? Oh, so we're starting to understand what's really going on and how it relates to Bible prophecy, and that the Bible is true, it is real. The researchers first moved the eggs to a laboratory bathed in red light. What are they using? They're using light to protect the fragile cells. Using high-powered microscopes, they examined the freshly gathered eggs and prepared to inject a single rhesus sperm into each one. If all goes well, the team will introduce the genome editor, CRISPR, before the resulting embryo begins to grow early enough for the mutation for aging to show up in all cells of any offspring. It's all about DNA manipulation. They use the animals to do these things, then they go forth and they do it on humans, mankind. Use the biblical term, mankind. This is what it boils down to. You can live forever and be as God. if you just listen. Eat what I give you. That's what Lucifer is saying. Oh, Lord. What is often happens when eggs are retrieved, it does not go well. Only one egg in this morning's batch is mature enough to fertilize. We were a little unlucky today. The other ones didn't make it. My Franken babies didn't make it. Only one. Because they haven't perfected the technology yet. Says Niu you need to go sit your butt down somewhere. So go sit down. Who was facility director G. Westy, runs a gene editing research. The group can afford a little bad luck, though. Yeah, I bet they can afford it when they got money being poured in. I can afford a lot. I can afford a lot of mistakes too if I got money coming in, a lot of money. Give me $1 billion and let me screw over $500 million. I still got $500 million left. Though a combination of patience, ingenuity, and enormous animal resources. Enormous animal resources. They're just telling you, yeah, we just bring them in, bring as many as you can get. The team has already used CRISPR to create an astonishing range of genome edited monkeys to serve as models for studying human diseases. Oh my God. I didn't even read this article. I'm just now reading it as I'm reading it with you all. And here they are telling you why they are doing this. And he said, did you catch that first part? The team has already used CRISPR to create an astonishing range of genome edited monkeys. Did you catch that? They got monkeys with blue eyes. They got monkeys with red eyes. They got monkeys that look like mankind. They got monkeys mixed with this, monkeys mixed with that. They got monkeys that glow in the dark. They got monkeys like we got muscles with men, like men. They got monkeys with the strength of 10 men. They got monkeys that can jump 10 times higher than what they usually could. They got monkeys with tails like iron. They got monkeys with the teeth of a dinosaur. Oh, you didn't know they were taking stuff from dinosaurs? Hey, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there, but hey, come on now. To create an astonishing, they made sure they put astonishing in there for those who supposed to catch it. An astonishing range. I wonder what their definition of astonishing is. Does it mean 100, 200, 1,000? You know, like a kid in the candy store, I'm just gonna have my pick and change whatever I want to change and experiment with whatever I want to experiment. An astonishing range of genome edited, meaning they changed the DNA of these monkeys to serve as models what? For studying human diseases. Why? Because you have an astonishing range of people. So they tell you what they see you as. They see you as monkeys, but it's interesting. They're using monkeys to serve as a model for studying human diseases, but they call black people monkeys. Because they know the so-called black man is the original man. They're trying to make a joke about it, but they know inwardly they're using blacks, aborted babies and stuff to do a lot of these experiments on, especially with the vaccines. To serve as models for studying human diseases. Huh. Told y'all what they up to. G. Neu and colleagues were the first to harness CRISPR in monkeys, as they reported in 2014, and they remain leaders in the field. I wonder how far they progressed since 2014. I wonder, wonder. They built on that success, exploiting CRISPR's speed and precision to create monkey models of muscular dystrophy, autism, and cancer. So they got monkeys in there. They got muscular dystrophy. I cannot say that word today. We're gonna skip it. Sometimes I'm like that. I be on the words, and sometimes I can't pronounce it for nothing. Autism. So they got monkeys that they gave autism to the monkeys. They got monkeys that they've given cancer to. Oh, yeah, but we're not living in the last days. We have a lot of time left, guys. Ha 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 ha. Hear my laugh. In a tie with developmental biologist Yang Hu and co-workers at Shanghai's Institute of Neuroscience, a branch of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. They were first to use CRISPR in monkeys to introduce or knock in a gene, a particularly difficult feat that the two teams reported in back-to-back papers in 2018 in Cell Research. See, y'all be wondering where I be getting this stuff from. I read the boring stuff. The stuff that's boring, the medical papers with the big words and stuff like that, and I'd be like, I don't know what this means. I gotta go look this up. Oh, okay. They put it in that stuff because they know that the average person, they don't care about that. They don't care about it. I go research it, so you ain't gotta go research it if you don't want to. You can go research the interesting stuff, like the pictures and whatever. But you better believe the Bible, though. You better see how to relate to the Bible. If you're not going to research it, you better research the Bible and the scriptures. I mean, I think that's the end of the article. No, it's not. I'm seeing stuff right there. Look at that. To feed its 1.4 billion, China bets big on genome editing of crops. Oh my God. The untold story of the circle of trust behind the world's first gene edited babies. Did y'all know about all this stuff? You knew about it, but did you know about it to this extent? Why isn't this in the mainstream media about the world's first gene edited babies? I thought they weren't doing it in the humans yet, in mankind yet. Come on, man. Did CRISPR help or harm the first ever gene edited babies? I mean, I can go on. I'm gonna go read this stuff myself. With its CRISPR revolution, China becomes a world leader in genome editing. They're already using it in mankind. We may read that. We may read that because this is R.T.T.B news, and we need to know this stuff. The team also collaborated with He Jiaku well before the Chinese biophysicists created the first CRISPR-edited human babies. Oh, y'all didn't know? Oh, you didn't know? Yo, better call somebody. You know they had human babies that were edited with CRISPR technology? If you don't know, now you know. What? Almost 2 years ago, in a proof of principle for his infamous experiment, they knocked out in monkey embryos the gene for the immune cell protein CCR5, a mutation that makes humans resistant to infection with the most commonly transmitted variant of HIV. That work leaves them uneasy today. We had no idea he was going to do this in a human being. Stop it. Maybe they didn't know, but somebody knew. News says, stressing that this study had yet to evaluate how the editing affected the monkeys when news of the edited babies broke. It's unbelievable. They just mad that they didn't do it and that he did it. The whole point is to eventually do it. China now has at least 4 groups of CRISPR researchers doing gene editing with large colonies of monkeys. The most startling part of what is coming out of China is seeing how they have just a brute force approach, says reproductive biologist John Hinbold at the Oregon National Primate Research Center in Hillsboro. The level of animal support they have to do those experiments is really astounding because they're cloning the animals. That's why they're cloning them. China and Japan don't give a dang. It's not just monkeys. China's researchers have racked up a long list of CRISPR first in dogs, mice, rats, pigs, and rabbits. That research promises higher quality meats, disease-resistant livestock, and new medical treatments and organs for human transplantation. Oh, I ain't eating meat, man. I ain't eating no meat, man. They're doing this to the meat. Oh, you think they're not going to do it to the crops? Come on, man. I know you're smarter than that. So far, many of the animals are simply proofs of concept. Despite the multitude of CRISPR-altered monkeys, for example, Chinese teams have published very little follow-up in terms of characterizing what these mutations mean from a disease model or a treatment perspective, Hinbold says, keeping it to themselves. But few people doubt that China will persist with its animal editing binge. This is a country and a culture that really values science and technology, says Jennifer Doudna of the University of California, Berkeley, who helped develop CRISPR into an editing tool. Their government has put very serious money into it and they're walking the walk. To get a feel for one of China's advantages, asks Hinbold, one of the few U.S. researchers using CRISPR to develop monkey models of disease, how many edited monkey embryos he has transferred. You're going to laugh, he says, maybe 10. In contrast, Ji and Neu routinely implant embryos with the same CRISPR edit into 50 to 100 surrogate females. Another group, also at the Institute of Neuroscience, recently combined cloning and CRISPR to create 325 monkey embryos with the same mutation, one that disrupts circadian rhythms in people and is connected to sleep disorders, diabetes, and cancer. After implanting the embryos into 65 surrogate females, the team produced 5 genetically identical monkeys with the disorder. They got to keep on doing it to make sure they get the same results. They have a brute force approach. In addition to having access to large colonies of monkeys and other species. And you wonder why, you know what I'm saying, the mosquitoes just seem like they off the chain. Just all type of stuff. Animal researchers in China face less public scrutiny than counterparts in the United States and Europe. The United States just does it underground. They do it somewhere else. Or they funnel the money somewhere else and they send one of the scientists over there or something. Who says his primate facility follows international ethical standards for animal care and use by editing their DNA. Yeah. Notes that the Chinese public has long supported monkey research to help human health. I'm not studying no monkey in regards to human health. If I want to understand human health, then I will study the human body, not no monkey body. Our religion. You can't make this stuff up. You don't have to. Our religion or our culture is different from that of the Western world. Not really, just different forms of it. Same thing. They believe the same thing. China's just more brash in a way. He says, yet he also recognizes that opinions in China are evolving. Before long, he says, we'll have the same situation as the Western world, and people will start to argue about why we're using a monkey to do an experiment because the monkey is too smart, like human beings. Did you catch that? He said, we'll soon have a situation where people will start to argue about why we're using a monkey to do an experiment because the monkey is too smart, like human beings. Well, how did the monkey get smart like the human being? Then he said we'll have the same situation as the Western world. So you could take that as he's saying like the Western world puts the monkey on the same level as human beings, but I don't see it that way. I see it where he's saying that the West has a situation where they are doing these experiments and their people are outcrying about it because now the monkey has become smart because of what they've done and they're not ready for it, which is why Chinese, they're doing it behind closed doors, even though America's doing it too. It's just wordplay. They're all doing it. They are all doing it. And then there's money, massive, if hard to quantify. Who is it? Government investment in both new facilities and ambitious research projects. This is where your hard-earned American dollars are going. As a result, China has become the center of the CRISPR animal kingdom, attracting top researchers. In the States, it is harder to do monkey studies, so I moved back, says Yang, who did postdoc in the United States and now is part of China's Thousand Talents program, which aims to reverse the brain drain. Yeah, America, they won't let you do certain stuff, so I came back over here. I didn't want to go through everything I had to go through to be able to do it in America, to get into these black ops programs and stuff like that. So, I went back over here where it's natural for us to do this. One major Chinese effort to edit animals traces its origins to 1998 when developmental biologist, we're going to skip that name, left China to join a lab at the University of Missouri in Columbia run by Randall Prather, a reproductive psychologist. Good Lord, I'm messing it up today. Physiologist studying pigs. Prather, Lay, and co-workers set out to genetically engineer a pig whose organs could be transplanted into humans without rejection. When was this? 1998. It's 2019, people. I don't even remember what I was doing in 1998. I was a young jitterbug in 1998. But they were trying to do this way back in 1998. Human immune systems won't tolerate cross species or xeno transplants because many pig genes code for incompatible proteins. The human immune system doesn't tolerate cross species because it's not supposed to be done. God made the human immune system like that to prevent stuff like that. Because that man will be want to do stupid stuff like that. I gotta get back to my former glory, man. So I'm gonna, You know what I'm saying? Get these organs from a pig, and I'm gonna live forever, man. But to have this heart transplant, I got a surrogate pig. I love her to death. Think we might get married, man. So that way, she legally belongs to me, and you know, I can get my organs and stuff from her anytime I want, and we can even have babies together now. Somebody's laughing, but it's funny, but it's real. And the Prather group wanted to cripple production of one protein that triggers particularly strong antibody responses. Antibody, the body automatically releases the fighters to fight against that garbage because it's not supposed to be there. 4 years later, the team reported in Science that it had engineered the world's first knockout pig. 4 years later, 1998, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. It took us so much time and so much money, La says, because the team had to rely on an imprecise and inefficient combination of transgenic and cloning technologies. The cumbersome knockout process required inserting a bacterial gene that would land randomly in the genome, which risks accidentally turning on a cancer gene or causing other problems because the cancer is supposed to fight it off. That's why cancer looks like your cells, because it is your cells. It has teeth and stuff in it. Some of you know about that stuff. Over the next 10 years, Lai says the team and others created only a few more genetically modified pigs. Sure. But they got the pictures of them running around look at that. Look like a prison. At the doors with the different animals in there. Oh, oh. Hercules. The name Hercules is one of two beagles in which researchers have disabled a key regulatory gene leading to an abnormally muscular body. The dog in the background was not altered. So look how muscular this dog is compared to the other one that isn't. Wasn't I just talking about that? Didn't I just say something about that? Captain America. Well, it's just a movie, man. All right. In 2007, Lau returned to China and set up labs y'all see it, and at Jilin University in the northeastern city of Changchun. By 2013, when other groups first showed CRISPR could alter animals, his team had adopted earlier genome editing tools dubbed zinc fingers and transcription activator like effector nucleus. That's a mouthful. Taline. With zinc fingers, Lai's team could edit a pig embryo in 2 to 3 months. And Taline dropped the timeline to a month. But with CRISPR, in just 1 week, you can get everything done, Lai says. Everyone in his lab, nearly 30 people, began to use CRISPR to edit rabbits, dogs, and pigs. To date, they have successfully made 40 different genetic modifications in pigs with CRISPR. He's doing great stuff, Prather says. I train all my competition over there, and I train them well. See what else they're talking about. Let's read this right here too. Over the past decade, most of Lai's work has focused on creating pig models of human diseases. ultimately to test new medicines. And y'all wonder why I go so hard at the medical system. And y'all keep on trusting these folks. Y'all done lost y'all mind. I'm a die a regular death before you see me taking these medicines and stuff like that. Or so-called medicines, I should say. Because you go look at the word medicine, it means to heal. Not healing anybody. At his pig facility near Jiangming, about a 2-hour drive from his lab, dozens of swine with edited genomes fill 3 barns. He's doing it at the house. Law has engineered some to age prematurely or develop neurodegenerative afflictions that mimic diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and Huntington. Law's group has also used CRISPR to knock in a humanized gene for albumin, a blood product given in cases of traumatic shock or liver failure. So now they're taking this protein that's in mankind that gives us our blood. The scriptures say that life is in the blood, and they are putting it in these animals. La hopes the protein purified from the blood of the pigs will enter human trials next year. Y'all trust these folks. this Y'all trust these doctors. Across the country, as CAS's Institute of Zoology in Beijing, geneticist, y'all see it, don't know how to pronounce his name, finna try. Another Prather alumnus uses CRISPR to engineer improved pigs for the pork industry. See, that's why I don't eat that pork, man. That's why I don't eat that pork. That pig nasty, man. You don't think they're doing it to the other animals? Stop it. Stop it. He and colleagues 2 years ago endowed their pigs with a gene for uncoupling protein 1, which is found in most mammals and helps them form heat-producing brown fat. Swine, however, have lost the protein, and newborn pigs often die from hypothermia. Pigs with the gene restored by CRISPR stay warmer in cold environments. Zhao's group reported in 2017. The pigs also have about 5% less white fat, which makes for leaner meat. Colleagues on the same campus, led by Wang, y'all see it, use CRISPR to make a genetic change that speeds growth in pigs, meaning farms could produce meat faster. The Chinese groups and others are also turning to CRISPR to thwart several diseases that often devastate the pig industry. A gene added with CRISPR made pigs resistant to classical swine fever. Lai reported late last year together with Hongxing and colleagues at Jilin University. Months earlier, Prather's team had reported creating pigs altered to resist the industry's costliest infection, porcine reproductive and respiratory syndrome virus. They're already doing it. They are already doing it. Don't think they're just doing it in pigs. When those advances will reach farmers in China is not clear, Zhao says. The big barrier for Chinese companies is they don't want to put too much money into genetic modification for pig breeding because right now we don't have a timeline about how long it will take to get the genetically altered pig into the market, he says. China has not yet decided whether or how it will regulate CRISPR modified food. They ain't talking about just pigs. They're talking about all food. even though they're already doing it. And a lot of the stuff you see in the packages, it's coming from America, produced in America, but they ship it to China. Yeah, I wonder if that's costing more money. Um, yeah, it goes on. Trying to see if they got any more stuff that catches my eye. This article is kind of long. They're talking about how they did it in dogs. Let's see. It says law used CRISPR in two dogs to cripple a gene that normally constrains muscle mass. So how are you going to stop it? This dog can get as big as it wants to. The beagles are 5 years old now, and their jaws have a hint of pit bull. Their pectoral and thigh muscles bulge, resembling the sculpted humans who compete in bodybuilding contests. Huh. So the dogs have muscles that look like a human that competes in a bodybuilding contest. I wonder, did they add any type of gene from a man to make the dog look like that? I wonder. Unless I'm just stupid. So let's go back up. Because I said we may just very well read some of this stuff. And I want to read it. Let's go let's go here. Did CRISPR help or harm the first ever gene edited babies? Since the gene edited babies since the gene edited babies known as Lulu and Nana, some of you know about those names. Those names go back to ancient Egypt and some in reference to some of the gods and stuff. Became international news in November 2018. Scientific debate and media speculation have swirled around the potential impact of modifying their genes for CCR5. One recent study prompted the MIT Technology Review to suggest the twins have enhanced memories and learning abilities, leading to copycat stores worldwide that exercise less constraint. So, do the twins have enhanced memories and learning abilities? If they do, then I wonder how. And in June, drawing on a population analysis of variants of the gene CCR5 published in Nature Medicine, headlines blared that the girls might have shortened lives. This interpretation is not valid or responsible. Rasmus Nielsen, a geneticist at the University of California, Berkeley, who led the work, countered in a tweet. So they're just pretty much going back and forth about if editing their genes helped them or hurt them. And I'm pretty sure it it helped them in a sense of giving them different abilities because they probably put it in there and didn't tell nobody. And it also hurt them because because of what they are. So we just want to touch on that a little bit. I'm not going to read the whole thing. And let's go here. Let's read a little bit of this and we're going to close it out. Look at these folks. Look at these heathens. These are heathens. The heathens. Smiling like, yeah, we did it. Don't get me started. In a lab chamber in Beijing, this woman, or supposed to be a woman looking like she been modified, grows CRISPR modified wheat plants that she hopes will have a higher yield. If Gao were a farmer, she might be spread a little thin. Down the hall from her office at a branch of the Chinese Academy of Science here in Beijing, seeds from a strain of unusually soft rice and a variety of wheat are a variety of wheat with especially fat grains and resistance to a common fungus sprout in a tissue culture room. A short stroll away, wild tomato plants, far hardier than domestic varieties but bearing the same sweet fruit, crowd a greenhouse, along with herbicide-resistant corn and potatoes that are slow to brown when cut. In other lab rooms, Gao grows new varieties of lettuce, bananas, ryegrass, and strawberries. They're already doing it. But Gao isn't a farmer, and that cornucopia isn't meant for the table. Not yet, anyway. I'm pretty sure she tasted it. Somebody tasted it. She's a plant scientist working at the leading edge of crop improvement. Every one of those diverse crops has been a target for conventional plant breeders who have slowly and painstakingly worked to endow them with traits to make them more productive, nutritious, or hardy. But Gao is improving them at startling speeds by using the genome editor CRISPR. My, 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 my. All this is to fight against God because God is the one who is destroying the crops because of man's wickedness. And man says, okay, you destroy the crops, then we'll just edit them so they'll be resistant to whatever you're throwing at them. And yeah, it just goes on. Here's a CRISPR modified rice strains in experimental patties near its lab. So they're growing it in these experimental labs so they can get it ready to make more money. So this is the world that we're living in. Things are only going to get worse. That's why you got to pray over your food because you don't really know. We just have to be wise with what we have been given, and don't be fearful because God knew all these things were going to happen, and because God knew all these things were going to happen, our body is resistant to a lot of this stuff through the spirit. Well, our body is resistant to all this stuff through the spirit. But the time is coming very, very soon where God is going to come get his people because they're doing the same thing that they did in the days of Noah. And we know what the scriptures tell us. So, with that being said, this has been another episode of R.T.T.B News relating to the Bible news. God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus. And as you know, truth is not debated, it is declared. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If it was edifying to you, be sure to do your part and share it on all your social media outlets, websites, and forums. Your help is greatly appreciated to help fight this war and reach lost souls. Don't forget to like, dislike, and/or subscribe. Be sure to also check out our website, stayingfocusedforjesus.life. And make sure you check out that resource section, which has a lot of videos that I share and some other stuff. Books, documents, PDF, websites, many things, and it's growing daily as I add to it. Also, follow us on Facebook for even more content. Staying Focused for Jesus on Facebook.
This is just a test. The big one comes later. This is just a test. The big one comes later. This is just a test. The big one comes later.
You wish to test me? Good.